Hatapu, Haru Nefer. This is Kasankma Keparu with a quick hit video for you. And in this video, I want to tackle the controversial issue of the ancient Egyptians' skin color. Now, as you see here, we have two beautiful Egyptian women, and they are of dark skin complexion. But what do we have here? We have Elizabeth Taylor playing Cleopatra, and I'm not really sure how she can be so pale and come from the Sahara. But we also have to note as well that the depiction of Cleopatra in Egypt at that time, the Egyptian population, is totally inaccurate, because during that period of Egypt and in Rome and in Greek culture at that time was a cosmopolitan, meaning that it did a lot of trade with other countries, with other nations. So if you were to go into a time machine and go back in time, you would see at that particular time, Egypt and Rome were populated by people of different persuasions, different hue. But let's go on, and then we'll see here, this is another interpretation of what the Egyptians look like. Of course, Hollywood wants to maintain this lie of them looking very white, very pale, in comparison to what they really look like. Going back to these Egyptian women, you can see some other illustrations here of the Egyptians. You can see the colors, being worn off, or is worn off. You can expect it after thousands of years. In fact, it's amazing it's still intact, And again, you can see there. Again, there. And it should be noted that as Egypt progressed, and during its downfall, and this is during the reign of Cleopatra, it became more and more influenced by the Greek and Roman cultures. So you'll see the population starts to change hue. But the original Egyptians, as you can see here, are of a darker skin complexion. And a very important point I'd like to talk about here again, you have the Egyptian women, Black Africans in Northeast Africa. So the thing I want to point out here is, if you look at the lovely ladies here, you'll see that they have the protruding jaw. Let's go back up here. This is the protruding jaw. This is known as prosopagnosticism, and it's very common among people who are heavily melanated and come from very hot tropical regions. And it is not common among Europeans, and you won't see prosopagnosticism here. You won't see it there. You won't see it there. And even the BBC, they did a special called Cleopatra, Portrait of a Serial Killer, where they had found the skull, I believe, of Cleopatra's sister. And one of the things that was striking about it that they noticed was the presence of prosopagnosticism. So that tells us that Cleopatra looked nothing like this, but she was of a darker skin hue. But yet, Hollywood and modern educational institutions want to keep this lie going that the ancient Egyptians were pale white, even though in that region we know that it was populated by Black Africans through eyewitness accounts. Herodotus, he was an historian, he visited ancient Egypt, and he wrote extensively about what he saw, and he plainly stated that they were Black Africans. Histories of the World, go read that. So thanks for tuning in. This is Kasankma Keparu. Until my next video, Amen Ra.